reason why the price of gas is going up is not because of steps the president has taken. They are because President Putin is invading Ukraine.
Right. Okay, so never mind the reality that prices were going up long before Putin did absolutely anything. This is the 18-month gas chart. Take a look at this. So while the White House says it's not, they can say whatever they want, it's not Putin's total fault. In fact, this is 100% Biden and the Democratic policy's fault. Can we just, let's just back up a second. I also want to talk about how the White House has openly stated that shutting down the Nord Stream 2 pipeline is in fact somehow a punishment on Russia. I mean, the White House said it. They're doing it. Their intent is to hurt the Russian economy by stop receiving oil from them. So wouldn't shutting down our own Keystone pipeline be a punishment to us? I'm just asking for a friend, okay? Now, the White House has no idea what they're doing. They're just saying stuff. And then they can rant about, oh, well, we opened 9,000 leases. Yeah, maybe you did, but you also offered 0 new permits to actually drill on those leases. So you also offered no guarantees to a company that you won't come in there and you won't shut them down whenever you feel like it. There's no profit in that. These are long-term leases they need to profit from. Now, aside from the obvious that Putin didn't dare invade Ukraine while Trump was in office, Biden literally made this invasion financially possible for Putin when he stopped drilling for domestic oil here in America and when he stopped the Keystone pipeline. I mean, we as Republicans know this, but for the Democrats watching, this is a matter of supply and demand. When there's less oil being produced in America, prices go up. As it was under Trump, there was more being produced, so prices were down. I know this is hard for liberals to understand, but they hate fossil fuels and capitalism in general, folks. But here's the real kicker for you Green New Deal folks. You may hate all things fossil fuels and may want to take an axe to the Keystone Pipeline or American oil production in its entirety. But what is your plan to power America? Solar panels from China? Electric cars with lithium batteries we don't produce? $1 trillion mine just got turned over in Afghanistan. Oil from dictators who shout death to America in Iran, where they actually throw gay people off buildings, or Saudi Arabia, where they murder journalists? Or Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. We don't even recognize him as a legitimate leader of Venezuela. That's not a plan. American oil production is amongst the cleanest and most efficient anywhere in the world. That is why we should produce oil here. You think a third world dictator like Maduro gives a hoot about the environment? India, China? They don't even have an EPA. I mean, we know that liberals don't actually care about the environment. It's all virtue signaling. Just this week, folks, I'm going to prove it to you. Just this week, Democrats left 6 coach buses idling for hours in D.C. while they took their sweet time to wrap up a meeting. Yeah, environment and stuff. John Kerry flying around on private jets. Or better yet, Joe Biden, you think he really gives a darn about the environment? He wouldn't be flying to Delaware every week on Marine One, escorted by fighter jets. The presidential motorcade has the same carbon footprint of rush hour on the George Washington Bridge. Air Force One, folks, it burns 8,000 pounds of fuel just to leave the ground. And it burns a gallon every second while it's in flight. Now, practice what you preach. I mean, come on. Look at folks, all kidding aside here. Even Elon Musk, the king of electric cars, said we need to start pumping oil because he knows his cars aren't charged by fairy dust. A non-fossil fuel-based energy system is just not viable right now in America or anywhere in the world. Germany is finding that out firsthand. They got rid of all their nuclear power. Now they're relying on, well, not so much Russia anymore. And you can't force this, folks. You can't force an electric transition. You can't not drill. It's going to crater the economy. Not to mention national security implications. I mean, how many tanks and battleships and fighter jets run on electricity? I don't know, give or take, none. But what the government can do is incentivize exploration of it. Not subsidize it like they do with the solar panels for your house when you walk into Home Depot. There's a guy, hey, the government will pay for this. No, that's not it. The government needs to get out of the way. We have people like Elon Musk that are more than willing and most likely capable of inventing alternative energy sources. They just need to be incentivized properly to, I don't know, being able to make money from it. Capitalism. As controversial as this may be, Trump did this to create the COVID vaccine when all the experts said it couldn't be done. If the president came to the podium today and said, hey, you know what, guys? The first American-based company who comes up with a clean, reliable, renewable energy source equal to, greater than, comparable to fossil fuels, you know what? that company will pay no taxes for 10 years. No federal taxes for your company. Your employees won't pay taxes for 10 years. Folks, you would have the next space race. We would have this stuff done in like 6 months. Instead, we got Pete Buttigieg telling families in the face of 7.9% inflation to go buy an electric $60,000 car. I mean, he is literally proof that you can fail up in this life. And we tried to tell you this would happen in 2020. Biden said he was going to do exactly what he's doing with energy. He said it in the debate against Trump.
Gas and oil, because the heat will not be going out. There's so many things that we can do now to create thousands and thousands of jobs. We can get to net zero in terms of energy production by 2035 by having a new infrastructure that in fact is green. And the first thing I will do, I will rejoin the Paris Accord.
Now what? I mean, the lib solution is to make deals with other dictators and also suspend the federal tax, the federal gas tax. Wait, I want to back up on that. Democrats want to suspend a tax on something in order to boost the economy? That's literally the Republican platform. I mean, these are the people running our country. They're not very smart. I mean, it's bad. But I want you to hold on, folks, because unfortunately, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Thankfully and fortunately, the midterms are right around the corner, though.